Hi friends, hi from Lily too. Back with another book review video. I hope all of you are doing well. I am doing winter and Christmas themed books today. The first book I have is The Snow Tree. This is a charming short little book about animals in a forest decorating a Christmas tree, Christmas type tree, to remember the seasons that had just passed, like summer and fall and spring. It is written by Caroline Repchuck and illustrated by Josephine Martin. Very cottagecore. I'll show you inside of the book. Cute little bear, and he's walking through the snow, kind of flabbergasted at all of the white snow. Then he sees a lynx that's collecting colorful leaves from the fall. And he asks the animal, "What are you doing with those?" And the lynx says that he's bringing them to the tree to decorate the tree, to remember the warmth of the autumn. And then he runs into a squirrel, and the squirrel says that he is bringing red berries, that he or she is bringing red berries to the tree because the berries remind the squirrel of blood, and the blood reminds the squirrel of the flowers. The blue jay is bringing his own feathers to the tree. It's all he has to offer. And here we have, what is this? A mink. And the mink is bringing his brown velvet fur. The raccoon is bringing some greens that he found. And we have a moose bringing amethyst. And the moose comments that the amethyst will never die. Or actually, this is a reindeer. Sorry, not a moose. My bad. And then a bunting is bringing some golden pine cones. Here is the offerings to the tree. Kind of like a Christmas tree, but just a normal tree that is being reveled in. Last picture. Here's a moose. Or is that a reindeer? It's a moose. Here's the moose. Last page. Little bear smiled as he stood gazing at the glorious tree. The colors were back. So quaint. Next book, Owl Moon. This is not a Christmas book necessarily, it's just a winter-themed book. Illustrated by John Schoenherr, and it's by Jane Yolen. My cat Lily is still here, wondering, what are you doing? Let's explore this book together. This book is about a young boy who sets off in the late evening with his father to do some owl watching. They set off on a cold, snowy night, and there's not much talking between the two. We walked on toward the woods, Pa and I. It's all written from the perspective of the boy. Here they are, walking through the snow. Our feet crunched over the crisp snow, and little gray footprints followed us. The boy talks about how his father walks ahead, just due to having longer legs, and how the boy never calls out after him. Here they hear the owl together, and his father is calling to the owl. They're still not talking. His dad is still calling to the owl. They're just in a peaceful, tranquil place where they don't need to do much communicating. We walked on. I could feel the cold, as if someone's icy hand was palmed down on my neck. And then the boy covers his mouth with his scarf to stay warm. But he's still not complaining. He says, when you go owling, you need to be brave. They're walking into the forest. It can be kind of frightening for a young child, I guess. He's commenting how the white snow reminds him of the milk in a cereal bowl. They find a clearing. And his father calls again for the owl. Because they have this faith that they will find an owl. They just know it. So it's just something that they know. They'll find an owl. It's about having hope and faith. They spot an owl in the tree. They're still not speaking to each other, the father and son. We watched silently with heat in our mouths, the heat of all those words we had not spoken. The shadow hooted again. There's the owl. And then his father takes his flashlight and shines it on the owl. And they stare at each other for an indefinite amount of time that feels like it could be hours to the boy. Then the owl flies back to his forest. And the boy and his father walk home. When you go owling, you don't need words or warm or anything but hope. That's the gist of the story. Owl Moon. So great. The next book is more or less a moral, kind of like A Christmas Carol, in that it's about a man reflecting on what he's done wrong in life and learning a lesson over the Christmas season. This book has some great photos. It's illustrated by Jacob Collins and was written by Richard Paul Evans. Starts off with a young man, trying to remove the glare, I'm sorry. It starts off with a young man named Thomas, and he has a backpack and a lantern with a candle in it. He's walking along to his home for Christmas. He finds a candler shop and walks in, and he notices that a lot of the candles are very ornate and decorated like fairies and angels and just very beautiful to the normal person. But Thomas says, oh, he doesn't need a fancy candle. He just needs a plain candle just to light his way, to illuminate his path. He's kind of rude to the candle maker. This is him. The candle maker is older. So the candle maker says, oh, okay, you need a candle just to illuminate your path. Well, I have one for you. And he hands him a very simple candle, and Thomas goes on his way. And the two exchange somewhat terse Merry Christmases. Thomas even says before he goes, give me the candle. He's very abrupt, not very polite. Thomas needs to learn some lessons in life on how to treat people. So here is this illustration, kind of dark. Beautiful though. So where are we? Thomas is leaving the candle shop. And then he comes along to a woman, an elderly woman, and he thinks it's his mother. And the woman is begging for money. And he says, Mother, what are you doing here? What are you doing here? And then he gives the woman some money. And then the woman turns into her actual self. The woman was not his mother. It was a trick. This is the woman that he sees. So he still has his magic candle, and he's walking down a path, and he comes to a young boy, and he calls out, Yolen, Yolen. The boy looks like his brother. And he thinks, oh, what is my brother doing here? He'll die if he's left in the street. So he frantically picks up his brother, Yolen, and he pounds on a door. And he says, please let my brother in, let my brother in. He must stay warm. He'll die if he doesn't get inside. And the woman who answers the door, this is the woman, says, oh, you must pay me. You must pay me a shilling to let your brother in. And the boy the young man Thomas doesn't have a shilling. And he says, oh, take my backpack, take my trousers. They're worth more than a shilling. Please let my brother in. And then when he gets inside, the woman lets him inside. The boy, who he thought was Yolen, his brother, transforms into just a stranger, a strange boy. So now he's still walking along with his magical candle from the candle maker, and he sees a young girl, a waif. She's very malnourished and very, very small. But Thomas thinks, oh, you look like my sister. You remind me of my sister. But what can I do? I have no money. I have nothing. And he's like, this is just the candle tricking me again. I won't fall for it this time. So he thinks to himself, and I also have nothing to give. I have nothing to give you. So he walks on. But the girl's face sticks in his mind. So penniless and cold, Thomas trudges on to the street that he lives on. And he sees his home decorated for Christmas, and he goes inside. And his mother and his brother Yolen, they ask him, well, why don't you have your pack? Why don't you have your nice clothes? What happened to everything? Where is your money? And he says, oh, I gave it all away. And his mother says, to whom? And Thomas looks down and he says, the old man spoke the truth. You are a costly candle. A smile of understanding slowly spread across his face, but of great worth. So Thomas has realized that the candle had a mission of showing him not to look at people as strangers, but to try to help them, because we're all brothers and sisters in humanity. And the candle was kind of trying to show him that message. So now Thomas, he's in his home, and his sister asks, where are you going? And Thomas goes out and he says, oh, I need to find someone. And he's looking for the young girl. He leaves he leaves to find the young girl that initially looked like his sister, to give something to her, because he didn't have anything when he initially saw her. So right, this book is just a great book to impart, wisdom at Christmas time. Here's the young girl he's going to find. It's just a nice little moral story about sharing and perceiving all mankind as brothers and sisters. Last book I have is super small and super cute. The Littlest Christmas Tree. Oh, how quaint. It's almost as big as my hands. And this book is by Janie Jasin. This book, great for younger children, older children, adults, the whole gamut. There's a young tree. And the tree is wondering, oh, what will it be like when I grow up and I'm a big Christmas tree? She thought of the sun making her strong and helping her to grow. I love the sunshine so warm on my green branches. I can feel it helping me grow all summer long. And she talks about her love of the sky. Yes, the tree is personified. She talks about feeling the breeze and seeing the autumnal leaves. And the rain. Being grateful for the rain to help her grow. And then now she sees all the other trees at the Christmas farm being trimmed. And she comments, oh, I won't be frightened when it's my turn to have my branches trimmed, because I know it will form me into a beautiful Christmas tree. Christmas trees must be a lot like people. People who are good and strong look up to the heavens for strength and encouragement. I will look up and stand patiently until I am tall enough to be chosen for Christmas. And then she talks about how when she gets larger, she can offer shelter to the little animals in the forest, the bunnies and the squirrels and the birds. And she even ponders, oh, it wouldn't even be bad to be made into a window pane. Which, I don't know, that's kind of strange to me. But the little tree doesn't mind the thought. Maybe I could be a window frame and hold shiny glass in my arms. Oh, that would be lovely, she ponders. And then she goes back to pondering about what could be. At last, the littlest Christmas tree understood that the joy of Christmas can be found in the present day and just being thankful for what is right now. Here's the Christmas tree, just enjoying the present moment under the moon in the snow. Yeah, so that might have been a little bit of a convoluted delivery of this book, but I promise you it's charming, and I hope you got the general gist of this book. It's about a small Christmas tree, thinking about what might be, and then learning the lesson of just enjoying what is. But anyway, I thank you for joining me today, and I hope you are having a wonderful start of December, wherever you are. Have a great day, or evening, or morning. Bye.